Right, welcome back. This week back on the forks, or this episode I should say. The fork springs have turned up, which is good. They're identical match to the ones that came out. I haven't really moved much further with the forks. I've done a lot of work on this fork leg. If you remember, it had the great big dent in here. As you can see, managed to sand that out. So that's now got to go under the polisher. Everything else is ready to go. As I say, the fork springs are here. I've got the other one actually in the bottom yoke clamped in, because obviously it's difficult to get these screwed in. So all I've got to do with that one is fork spring, fork oil, and then put the cap on, and that's done. This side completely rebuild, the same as what we did with that one a couple of videos back. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually run this under the polisher and see how this comes up. As I say, that's where the damage was. If you remember replaying back to the first video, you'll actually see the damage. I've managed to basically get it all out. It took some time, but so I'm going to quickly polish that up and I'll show you the results of that one when it's done. Alright, so that's it. So after it's, I say, the back end, the back side of it isn't too brilliant. Probably going to have to go back in and do some more work on that. So that's where the damage was. So that's just had one go through one of the wheels. It's got the polishing wheel to go, but happy with how that's come out. So all I need to do now is clean up this top edge, and then I can get the fork seal in. Right, so I've just done the cap that goes on the bottom. Got my fork seal, got my dust seal. Exactly the same as I did on the other one. Obviously I don't have a fork seal driver, so I can use a big socket. So I'm going to get that one in and then start rebuilding as we did before. Obviously I've got the new, when things don't fall apart, I've got a new screw for that, the Allen bolt. Everything else has been cleaned up, and a new ring as well to hold in the fork seal and the washer. So next job, get the fork seal in. Right, so the fork seal's in place. Just drop the washer on top, and you'll see the groove. That's where the actual retainer clip goes into. And there we go. Dust cap. Right, so that's the cap end. So what's left to do now slide in. Pull that out slightly, because obviously we've got the circlip to go in. Alright, and the circlip's in there. That went in a lot easier than what it came out. And pop the cap back on. There's my new bolt. Yep, that's taken. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is, as I've got the bottom yoke all set up, I'm actually going to tighten the bottom nut slightly, then I can fit the top part, and I'm going to slide it into position in the yokes. Alright, and the circlip's in there. That went in a lot easier than what it came out. And pop the cap back on. There's my new bolt. Yep, that's taken. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is, as I've got the bottom yoke all set up, I'm actually going to tighten the bottom nut slightly, then I can fit the top part, and I'm going to slide it into position in the yokes. Alright, so there's the new springs, or the correct springs. That's my old spring on the right hand side, so they're perfect. So what I'm going to do now for the minute is install the springs, put the caps on, because the bolt at the end, the actual mechanism inside that it screws into, is freely turning when there's no pressure on it. Right, so that's both springs in. Then I just need to compress this down so I can get the cap on so it meets the screw thread. Alright, so that's the first one in. Just got to do the other side, and then I can tighten up the bolts from the bottom, and then I know that the bottom's sealed and tight, and then I can take the caps back off, do the fork oil, and then put the caps back on, and then we're done. Alright, so I managed to get them bolts done up. They were quite difficult. I've also gone ahead and gone to the manual. I actually did have SAE 15. It's 183 to 191 cc. While I had the top yoke in the vise, I've already gone ahead and I've poured the fork oil into the fork. So as I say, that's what it's saying, 183 to 191. I think I went in at 185. So I'll see how that goes. May need to top it up a bit more. Obviously I need to run these back under the polishing wheel just to finish them off. But finally, the forks are done. So a manual always comes in handy. Next job I've got to do is start rubbing this bottom yoke down, prepping that, getting that ready for paint, cleaning it. Then I can start with the new bearings. I've also got to change the shells inside the head race on the frame, so I've got to knock those out. As I say, that'll be next. Hopefully the weather will be a lot better. I've got lots of prepping to do and lots of painting to do. Right, so I hope that was helpful. Sorry it took some time to actually get it done. Obviously it was one to unassemble and two to put back together again, primarily because of the fork springs. But glad they've gone back together okay. They look a lot better, they feel a lot better. But also I'm not going to know the full feeling until they're actually back in the bike. But as I say, still lots to come, still lots to do. I'll also give you, have a look at the paintwork that we did a couple of episodes back, the top coat. Still got some work on the frame to do before I can finally get that top coated. As I say, top yoke needs doing, bottom yoke needs doing, top yoke needs doing as well. And also the headlight bowl, the actual back. I then want to start having a look at the clocks. So the clocks have been wrapped up in here for some time. They do need some attention, they do need cleaning. The actual chrome bowls that sit on the back to make it look pretty, they've been sprayed green for some unknown reason. So that needs to be addressed. I need to get that off, hopefully without damaging them. So that's all coming up. So there is plenty left to do. So I need to have a look at the front brake caliper as well. Alright, the front brake caliper is going to be a challenge. That nut in there is solid. I'd imagine that bleed nipple is as well. pads actually look pretty good, but they're going to be replaced. But as I say, this is all going to be left in soak, stripped, cleaned, and then repainted. But that's all coming up. So as I say, thanks for joining me on that one. It's getting there slowly. There is progress being made. Not as fast as I want it to be, but as I say, I don't really want to rush this. I want to make sure it's done, but not drag it out too long. So lots coming up in the next episode. So as usual, subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. So please like and subscribe. It is important to me. It is important to my channel. The amount of support I've got so far is phenomenal. I really appreciate it. I can't say it enough. Links to other videos top left and top right, and join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.